Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Back here with another turbine update. Um, you guys can see I have the A unit with the shell off. Over here, you guys can see I'm working on painting the horn. Got the cab interior out. This back wall was kind of leaning back, so I straightened that out, glued it in place a little bit better. If you guys ever wondered what it looks like inside here, inside the A unit, this is where the cab interior goes. You have your classification marker number board lights there, and then the headlight LED in the middle. Panel motor is tucked away nice under the panel there, and then the speaker, and then your kind of hollow area for those intake vents right there. Access to the front and rear worm gears for the trucks. And it's heavy. It's got some nice weight to it. That whole gray piece is a nice big weight. I love how much weight these have. Big part of this video though is I found out something kind of neat. So I took the B unit shell off and found something interesting, and I don't know why it's there. So we'll slide this off and show you guys. So, full interior detail, okay? That is exactly the same stuff that is inside the museum quality ones. I'll slide these open just to kind of, that was kind of stuck. Show you guys. I can get my fingernail on that. Get that open. So, you know, these doors open so you can see that stuff. If we look at the shell of this one, you guys can see there's not even pass-throughs for these doors. This is a completely solid wall, and the doors are just glued in place. So even if you were to break those free and slide them off to the side, there's nothing there. It's just a wall. Those aren't even like a simple pop-out piece. You guys can see it's just the casted shell. When I pulled this off and saw that this turbine had full interior detail, I was kind of surprised. I did not expect to see any of this in here, because unless if you actually take that off, you're never going to know that's in there. You can't see it through anything. You can't even see it through these side vents here, because those are kind of like in this area right here up against the weight. So yeah, that was kind of a weird surprise to find that. I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Even if you think about it from the mass production standpoint, okay, so let's say minus the mechanism for the motor to spin the turbine blade section in there. Every single one of these frames is built exactly the same. Same motor. Panels are going to change with sound and DCC versus no DCC and no sound. But other than that, this, you know, I get it. All that's going to be the same. But why throw this on and have it not be a visible thing? I 100%, when I was pulling this shell off, I did not expect to see this. I knew what this whole deal looked like in here because I've had those shells off. So I was expecting just for this to just be dead area. Very odd why they would keep why would they would take the time to apply these parts. You know, you would think they would know ahead of time. They would set a batch of these aside for rivet counter, and they would set a batch aside for museum quality. All the museum quality ones would get these. All the rivet counter wouldn't get these. Why the rivet counters got all of these, I don't know. So I guess if you ever wanted some spare turbine parts laying in your shop, you could harvest them out of this, because there's no reason for these to be in here. None of them are structural. They're literally just internal cosmetic details. That was a really surprising when I pulled that off to see the detail in there, because there's just no reason for it. You're never going to see it. Not even you would have to take a lot of time to carefully remove these doors and cut out the holes, because like I said, these are not like a removable thing. You guys can see that's all one molded piece of plastic right there. It's not like there's simple cutouts, or it's not like the holes are there and the doors were just kind of glued in place. If that was the case, I would break all these doors free and make them to where they could slide, because clearly there's details in there to look at. But that's not the case with these shells. So very, very odd why they would still put these in here. That seems like a waste of money, honestly. For however many of these they put into the rivet counters, they could have saved themselves time, money, and resources, and just put them in the frames that were going to be, for sure, museum quality ones. Very strange. That was like a really big surprise. That really kind of threw me for a loop there when I took that off and saw that in there. Of course, the exhaust is going to be in there because that's kind of a internal external thing. You know, we look. That's just not easy to be seen down in there. I can't even get the light just right. Oh, there you go. You guys can kind of see it's a little blurry, but you guys can see the turbine blade detail down in there. There we go. So I mean, you know, that's all functional detail, even though it does get into the internal part. That's all stuff you can see externally, so it's got to be there. This you're not going to see at all, ever. Unless you pull this shell off, you're never going to see that stuff. So, kind of wild that they basically just built all of these exactly the same, minus the motor that runs the turbine blades. That, if I remember correctly, it's been a few years since I've taken those shells off. I think all that stays in here, including the turbine blades, and then the exhaust and housing pulls off. Basically, that black piece that you see in between the blades and the exhaust housing, that's where the separation would be. And then those blades, that hub on those blades would be connected to the little motor that sits kind of right in this area here. So, very strange, just wild that they would go and put this detail in here and you're just never going to see it. I mean, it's even painted silver. So, very weird, very cool. Like I said, if you have rivet counter, if you have like a bunch of rivet counter ones, and you want to have turbine details laying around your shop, you could easily harvest these parts out of here, and they're not going to be missed in here. They, like I said, they're not structural. You guys can see the wires just kind of fish through them. pretty crazy. So I wanted to kind of bring you guys back for a video and show you that that they're, even though it's a rivet counter and you can't open your doors, you still got the turbine in there, so it's kind of neat. But that's it for this video, guys. Just a short little one. Just the second I saw that, I was like, I gotta show that off, because I 100% didn't think that was going to be in there. So yeah, pretty cool. That's it for this video, guys. Until next time, take care.